We covered the unfortunate news about Benedict last week. Basically, if you missed that video, a non-binary teenager and a fellow trans student were both in the girls' bathroom. The non-binary student, at least, was supposed to be in the girls' bathroom, legally speaking. In Oklahoma, you legally have to use the bathroom of your sex assigned at birth. So this young non-binary person was in the correct bathroom. There was an altercation with three cis girls, presumably three non-trans girls. Some details are still coming out about what the specific situation was, but essentially there was a fight and Nex got really badly beat up and ended up dying the next day in an environment where they had already been being bullied for being non-binary. That's the situation that we're dealing with in Oklahoma. This happened in Oklahoma. And so today we're going to be discussing some follow-up news from Senator Tom Woods. He's an Oklahoma state senator. He's not, doesn't have a federal position, but he is a senator of the state of Oklahoma. And he was asked a question about the death of Benedict, and apparently said some pretty vile things. And so that's what I want to cover today. I want to discuss that today. I'm sorry if this is a little garbled. It's from a press conference, so the audio is not great. I apologize.
Hey, real quick, hit the like button if you're enjoying the content. Hit the subscribe button as well and turn on all notifications. And also take a moment to check out the links in the description for merchandise and Patreon, where you can find exclusive free content.
All right, here we go.
Year-old died after being beaten in Owasso High School. What do you think of that? They were targeted because of some of these bills and some of the things that Ron Walters has said.
True.
So this audience member is suggesting that Nex was beaten up because of some of the anti-trans rhetoric within the state, because there have been laws passing restricting the rights of trans people, and just there's an increasingly hostile environment. So this person in the audience is asking, well, do you think these things might be related? Maybe might be related a little bit. I don't know, maybe a little bit.
No, that's not.
That's horrible. That is horrible that anybody is beaten up and died. That is. Not that case, but I promise you I will check into it. I'm being told time's up.
So my time's up, but I want to say one thing as an educator. As an educator, I took the oath to
They haven't
educate
released anything
students,
about that.
not indoctrinate them. And I'll always take that stand. We're there to educate our students, love them, nurture, and help them to be successful.
My heart goes out to that scenario.
So I think each person is having an opportunity to respond. I'm sorry that I can't tell you who is speaking at which point, because this is just audio only with the image, but it is supposed to be Tom Woods who says the objectionable thing in here.
If that is the case, but we represent a constituency. We're a Republican state, supermajority in the House and Senate. I represent a constituency that doesn't want that filth in Oklahoma. You know, we are a religious state. We are going to fight to keep that filth out of the state of Oklahoma, because we're a Christian state. We're a moral state. We want lower taxes. We want people to be able to live and work.
The thing that I was most interested in was all the murmurs in the crowd going like, what, that filth? Because he just said, yeah, we don't want that filth in our state. And this is his response to being asked a question about a trans teenager who just died, and like the question of, do you think that constantly talking about how it's filth maybe contributed to an environment where this child is now dead? And yeah, he's like, confirmed. Yeah, we do view this as filth and we don't want it in here. Someone saying here to educate, not indoctrinate, is certainly a choice of words when talking about a dead kid of the quote wrong type. Yeah. And then with the filth line, when you're confident in your power, you've just been given rein to not give a you can just say whatever you want to say when you've gotten into the position of power, apparently. I want to see if there's anything else in the last 20 seconds of this.
Because we're a Christian state, we're a moral state. We want lower taxes. We want people to be able to live and work and go to the faith they choose. We are a Republican state. I'm going to vote my district. I'm going to vote my values, and we don't want that in the state of Oklahoma.
Yeah, so no, just like confirm, we don't want it in our schools. Like it's like he's basically subtly saying it's a good thing and better for our schools that this teenager is not in it anymore. Like, he doesn't understand that that's what he's saying, but it is what he's saying. If you believe trans people are filth, yeah, then yes, you are literally saying that this child deserved to die and that other trans people also deserve to die. These are lawmakers. Like, we're talking about State Senator Tom Woods, Oklahoma State Senator. Like, we know that this is their official opinion, but it's just rare that they say it out loud. You know, again, like, you're talking about a dead child, and to say, I stand by the votes that I've done because we don't want this filth in our schools. It's like, yeah, you're basically saying the desired result is that there will be fewer trans people. Yeah, we talked about that, Granny from Narnia. I've uploaded a video on the channel talking about the senators who were saying they wanted to ban all trans healthcare. That's their end game. But it's good at least to know that there are some good folks in Oklahoma who care about trans youth and are, you know, shocked that this state senator would refer to trans people as filth. It doesn't even hit me the same way because it's like, I know that this is what you think. I know that you think that we're subhuman and we're disgusting. That's what the term degenerate means. Imagine if they could just be normal about other people living their lives. No way. There's no way they could be normal. Are you kidding me? By the way, this is when trans people say, oh, we're on our way towards trans genocide, this is the kind of thing that we're talking about. When your response to learning about the death of a trans child is to say, yeah, well, we don't want that filth in our schools, you're basically dehumanizing trans people by referring to us as subhuman. We're filth. That's like, you get rid of filth, right? That's what you do with it. So by calling us filth, you then make it justifiable to eradicate us because you've put us in a position where it's like, it's best for society if we get rid of this filth. Society will be clean if we only get rid of this disgusting, dirty, filthy group of people. But they're not people, they're filth. It's objectifying. When you drum up hatred by constantly talking about how terrible the group is, and then citizens start committing murders as a result of that, that's called stochastic terrorism, and it is also part of the genocidal project. Genocide is not just the state eliminating you, it's also state-sponsored media or state-controlled media influencing people's opinions and causing interpersonal violence predicated on, and we've seen the genocide in Rwanda, when there were places in Rwanda that had access to certain radio shows that were speaking badly about the group that was being genocided. Like, the violence was worse in those areas where people had access to media that was dehumanizing the group that was being genocided. I can't remember who it was right now. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad for all these queer kids who have to live in a state where their government actively advocates for their destruction. Yeah, I can't imagine being a teenager today. I think it would be crushing. I think I would be deeply suicidal. Like, I have come through a lot of that and I'm on the other side of it. I've been in my therapy, but if I didn't have a therapist, I would probably be very much on that side of like, I don't know if I can make it in this world. Now I'm angry and like, I've been hardened by my experiences, but I also I grew up in a period of time where people were mostly neutral toward the idea of trans folks. Like, things were starting to get a little bit better with acceptance. And yeah, it's a totally different world now. Trans youth who are out there surviving today are truly the strongest of us. I would not send a child to school in Oklahoma. If I lived there, I would get a good accredited online school and enroll them in that, or I would send my children to boarding school out of the state. Yeah, in any of these places, I don't know why you would trust your children to the school system. Yeah, you basically can't afford not to. If your kid could straight up die because of gun violence or bullying, it's so much more worth it to try to do the education at home because, yeah, like you're dealing with your kid maybe having a slower time getting to the place of independence because they're, you know, maybe they work through their work a little bit slower on their own time. Like, either you have a kid who's slightly delayed in what age they are when they move out, or you have a kid who is dead. So, you know, there's a pretty clear choice there. Thank you to my patrons for being so patient this month. I want to thank especially Tiago Nascimento, Mersh Rolvag, Michelle Frateroli, Amanda B., Wellington Marcus, Michelle Winter, Danielle McDonald, DZXN, Suzanne Maynard, Elavie Nobody, Past Null Infinity, Spooky Heather Sylvia, Jamie Jam, Nova, Sojo, Elizabeth Bartell, Sarah A., Kevin Young, Hath Yet, Celeste, Desi Quiche, Liam Hodgson, and Mr. Atheist.